Getting Things Done by Dave Allen is an incredible book. How much stuff do you need to get done in the time that you have? In this video, I'm going to unpack this book, why you should read it, and how you can get more stuff done in the time that you have. This is a book I would highly recommend in order for you to get things done. If we're being brutally honest, all of us in life have things that we want to get done. All of us in life have goals and dreams and ambitions, and in order for those things to be fulfilled, we've got to get things done. And Dave Allen's work, GTD, is amazing, and this book is a massive game changer. This is probably the most well-known person in the world for super productivity. Look, we live in a world that is bombarding us with information, and it's very hard for us to prioritize. It's very hard for us to be disciplined. It's very hard for us to focus our attention. In fact, if you just take a moment to actually think about all of the things that can pull on your attention, because they're not actually pulling on your attention, you're letting them pull on your attention. And when I grew up, there was less distraction than there is now. But the reason I've written that number up here, the date of 1972, because the man who won the Nobel Prize back then basically said the biggest problem in the world is there's too much information. And it's quite likely that most of you watching this weren't even alive in 1972. And in that time, there was only a few television channels. There was encyclopedias, there were libraries, newspapers, radio, but not much compared to now. And if people were saying that back then, is it any wonder that there is severe overload that many people are having? And the reason I've written down the word RAM, and this is what Dave Allen talks about, our brains are like a RAM on a computer. It's just too much information. And a lot of people don't realize really how the brain works. The brain can only do one thing at a time. And when you delve into this book, he kind of breaks it down and really throws out some really cool techniques and strategies. I'm going to touch on a few of those, but there's so much in this book that even if you apply just one of the principles that he shares, it could radically change your life. So you have stress-free productivity. You can get in what is known as the zone. And as a sports psychologist, that's what you want to do. You want to get athletes into the zone of when they're training, and also obviously when they compete, so they're absolutely present, so that we are front end focused. The front end of our brain, the prefrontal cortex is engaged in what's going on and is free from distraction. So this is what the book is really about stress-free productivity. It's about becoming aware. The first step, without a doubt, is becoming aware of what is going on. And he talks about the two key things that you've got to do is to capture everything. Capture everything that you have to do. And he actually encourages people to spend a couple of days doing that, believe it or not, to really go to work and think about all of the things that you've got to do. But you could just do it in half an hour, or just keep adding to the list. And once you've captured everything, it's all about putting them into some form of a system and then knowing what the next actions to take. Now, I know that might not seem like rocket science, but if you don't have systems in place for all the things that you've got to do and you're not really attuned to what needs to be done, it's all just going to go upside down because there's so much that can be done. And our brain can only really focus on one thing at a time. One of the things he talks about a little bit is about multitasking. And some of the research about multitasking is fascinating. That people have said for years that women are better multitaskers than men. Well, some of the science actually says they are, but you know what? IQs still drop. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, if you're trying to do too many things, even two things, you're not going to be able to do the thing that requires your greatest attention, that's going to get you the best results. What you put into things is going to affect what happens, the outputs. What your inputs, they shape your outputs. And this is why stress-free productivity is definitely about becoming aware of what is also in the way. And what we talk about in the work that we do, and he talks about it also in the book, is what's known as the reticular activating system. And this is a group of cells that are situated on your brainstem, and basically they are looking out for what you're looking for. So it's absolutely essential, and I love the process that he goes through around working out a goal that is really important to you, a project, a major project, and thinking about what is this project and why is it so important to you, and then looking at all of the specific actions that would be needed to be taken, and obvious as it sounds, putting those in place. Because it's the process. We talk about this in other videos around, if you want the goal, you've got to want the goal so much that you're prepared to put the goal to one side and get lost in the process. Because if we really look at how healthy our minds are, the state of the health of our mind is really dictated by how much information we're putting it in. And I love what he says about, there are two questions. You either know what you want or you don't know what you want, but there's two solutions. You either make it up or you make it happen. And ultimately, it's always up to us. I think we all know that for everything we want, there is a solution, but it requires hard work and requires dedication. And look, if this is the only thing that you take away from this video today, it's the 2-minute rule. Roy Baumeister also talks about this in his book, Willpower, and Dave Allen really talks about it. Let's get you in the game. Let's get you winning. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do not put it off. You know, I was thinking about making a video about procrastinating, and I thought, you know what, I'll do that tomorrow. That was a joke, by the way. Procrastination, to put forwards. You think of all the things around you that probably wouldn't take much time for you to do, but if you did it, you'd start getting in the game, and then you'd start to get really good at putting your focus of attention into the little things. We can train our focus of attention. And look, here's the last thing I want to leave you with. Again, such a simple thing, inbox zero. Inbox zero means with all your messages, clear your messages. Maybe you need some help with this, but there's something that is known as attention residue. And if you're looking at things which aren't finished, or someone calls you away from where you are, and then you go back to the thing you're working on, and then you get pulled away, your attention there's a residue of your attention. So to be able to clear the decks, to have inbox zero, and think of it like this. I mean, times have changed, but when was the last time you knew you were going on holiday, right? And you knew that holiday was coming, and you knew you had to clean up and clear out. He talks extensively about this. Clean up and clear out. So you're going on holiday. But what if you were going on holiday, you're thinking about on a Sunday, so you need to clear everything up so you're ready for the week that is coming. And do this weekly, because if you want to get ahead and have stress-free productivity, if you want to get things done, it's about getting certain things done every single day, getting really good at putting some practices into play as you build a better you from the inside out. I can highly recommend this book, whether you buy the book or you listen to the audio, but make sure that you comment below and tell us, have you read this book? What have you got from it? Are you going to read the book? And in your life right now, what are the major projects that you're working on that would require you to have some form of stress-free productivity? A great life, a great business, these things do not happen by chance. They happen by design. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.